The spring offensive of 1954 has managed to take a significant amount of territory in southern Sweden, and at the same time cause significant losses once again to the Allies. That said, our operatives in Denmark have reported Allied build-ups near Aarhus and a potential for a naval invasion across the relatively close strait to the direction of Göteborg. So for now, I'm pulling the armored divisions back to deal with any kind of potential naval invasion. And we're still holding the area in Norway as well, because also the resistance forces in Norway are exceptionally annoying, if I can say that so myself. Despite the fact that we have a significant amount of garrisons stationed there, and I think we might have to ask the Germans to send some more. To be honest, they are still. No, they're actually not going to be... they don't have the manpower to help us anymore either. So that sounds like we are going to have to deal with the Norwegians ourselves, which is really an issue. Especially that I have to send one of my operatives away to rescue Mary. So hopefully we might have to pull the operative out of Sweden otherwise. Actually, I don't have one in Sweden anymore. Yeah, he's busy rescuing Mary because she got herself captured. We might have to bring Vladimir out of Denmark and send him to help out in Norway. But yeah, we'll deal with that as we go. The United States, after the truly horrific losses, the people at home are starting to not believe in the propaganda anymore. It's still 2 years away from the next election, but the stability in the country has been compromised, and there is some civil unrest. So once we have cleared the positions in Scandinavia, there might be some work that our operatives can do to make use of that situation. We have connected the railways towards Karlskrona, which means we now have supply. But I will wait for the potential naval invasion here, and I'll make sure that I'm getting my tank divisions over there for now. That said, we are bringing the heavy river crossing divisions, which are not quite at full strength yet, but are well enough equipped to attempt an assault from the south. And if we can pincer the two of them here, by the way, the British are like sardines, really. I do need some divisions here to make sure we are holding, however, Karlskrona and Malmö. So we'll get one division, and we get another one to hold Malmö, just to make sure that we're keeping these under control, these areas. Yeah, if we can push from the south, there would be a decent chance that we can catch these guys unawares, if possible. The other thing we can do, Danish belts are not great for anything, so we could add these to our submarine operations, because I think we can. Yeah, we can raid a fair amount Norwegian coast as well, and that'll actually have the advantage. We'll just have to allow access to these areas. That will have the advantage that we can catch any kind of potential naval invasions. The shallow sea here in the Eastern North Sea, I don't want to have submarine operations, please. Can we not have submarine operations? Okay, it appears we can't. Let's try that again. There we go. And we did include the Danish belt. So transit, yes. We'll see how this goes. And if we are taking increased losses in our submarines there. But in the meantime, we are waiting for these 3 divisions to get ready for the attack. They can have a front line and an assault order. We'll try to push north, surround them, and we have brought in some actually armored divisions as well. So I might as well bring these over too, and get them on the front lines. There we go. Yeah, the Americans are reinforcing the lines there, but let's get the front lines stabilized. Send the unassigned that railway gun. Let's move it there, and this one we can't move north just yet. I am actually going to move it here, so we can use it in potential operations here. But for now, we will actually shift our attention to Denmark for starters, and I'm going to use a staff office plan to increase our planning speed here, and see if we can't dissuade these troops from trying an invasion in Norway and in southern Sweden, and instead pull them away from there. It looks like some Mexican troops are trying to push across, but we might be able to take that. Oh wow, okay, so the Americans are trying to push back. Good that we have the troops in place, and they should have had some time to entrench. I might want to have an additional mountain division over here. Okay, these guys are still sitting tight, and we will just wait for the attack plan to be complete. We can actually probably support that. Yes, we will try to bring the fighters to bear over northwest Germany, and support the landing from the air if we can. The Americans are trying to push us back, but that is not going to be particularly effective. And there is a landing force. Okay, it's not the main American force, but it is a smaller force that has been sent to capture Göteborg, coming from Yugoslavia, of all places. And we'll see if we need the armored divisions to counterattack. Otherwise, we will launch the. There's another invasion near Kristiansand. Yeah, we are seeing a couple of smaller naval invasions, and we'll see if any troops land. I do have. This will disrupt supply, which is also why I have the armored divisions here, just in case, to make sure that anything that lands gets pushed back into the sea. And we are almost ready for launching the attack. I'm just going to deal with this naval invasions, and then I will be back. Okay, the armored counterattack has dealt with several little incursions along the coastline of Scandinavia, which means that we can now begin our river crossing assault. Now, there are still significant forces on the other side, but these are special forces, special marine forces, specifically designed to cross, to attack across rivers. So we will attempt and see how that goes. This attack. We'll send these in first, and I think we're also going to send in the Air Force. Yeah, let's bring the Air Force in as well. We have range over Germany. And we will go for aerial superiority. I don't think we have the airport capacity here to host them locally, so that's fine. We will launch. We have got the range. We will launch from Norway. So the fighter wings up in the air, and despite the fact that these guys are attacking across the river, they are actually not taking a massive amount of debuffs. So we're going to send the regular armored attack in as well, although they're not going to be able to join the front lines. The biggest item here is that most of the enemy divisions cannot actually get through the armor of these heavy marine divisions, so they are relatively impenetrable while they are making their way across the rivers, and they are having enough firepower to deal a fair amount of damage. Now, we are obviously contesting enemy airspace here, but at least it's contested. And I think we have the better air. We've got about the same air detection, so we can send some additional ground crews in to boost our mission efficiency further, and then we will see if we can make that crossing here and circle the defenders in southern Denmark, and then start taking them on. I don't know where the American troops went. There was a bunch of American divisions that was sitting in the port here in Jutland. I do hope they're not up for yet another naval invasion that I need to deal with now that I've just moved. That I'm just moving the armored divisions back into their lines here. I don't trust this. So while we do that, I will once again bring them back to Göteborg, just in case the Americans are doing something silly here. I don't trust them with these kind of things, because we've lost track of where they went, and there was a fair amount of them over there. So just in case, given that we're not fighting along the lines here in Sweden anyway right now, but here we are, and here is the river crossing. There's a remaining Japanese tank divisions, but our heavy tanks are capable of penetrating that and forcing the crossing of the river here, and our modern tanks should be able to exploit that once they are across and complete the encirclement of the Danish defenders in the south. And then I think we will pretty much have Denmark broken at this point. We just need to complete... okay, hang on, there's a naval invasion near Bergen. I don't know if that's the Americans. Yes, that's the Americans. Okay, so that's where they went. In that case, I am going to send the mountain division south to assist with clearing that up. I think that's going to be sufficient. So they did go there, which means I do not need to bring the tanks. Okay, hang on. Let's clear that up again. So I don't need to bring the tanks. The Americans did not go there. Tank divisions can return there. Don't need to be at the defense line in Göteborg. But we've got mountain divisions coming in to assist with that. And we have made it across the river, which means that now the heavy tanks are rolling and the tank divisions are attacking. Do we have enough supply coming out of Kiel? That is a question. I think I actually, at this point, I really have enough trucks that I can just automate that. I'll do that in between episodes. They are still trying to land here simultaneously in Stavanger and Kristiansand. So I'm not sure how many divisions they're actually going to be landing. Probably about 8 or so that they're going to be landing in between. And I think the mountaineers will be capable of dealing with those. So for now, let's destroy them here and then deprive the Americans of a port and see if we can manage to get the Baltics closed off. Because then these guys should also no longer be able to receive any supply, despite the fact that they're still holding Stockholm if we're closing the straits. So that assault is happening as we speak, and I think I've still got one assault division here that I can as well bring in, but not necessarily needed. And here we are just defending ourselves against the Japanese counterattack, but these are all tank divisions. They're not going to be standing any chance whatsoever. We are running low on fuel though, and the Allies have brought in significant amount of air force. So, okay, we'll stop contesting that then for now. That'll help a little bit with our fuel consumption. And we should be able to do this on the ground without necessarily having aerial superiority. So let's do that. And I think that will be the end of Denmark, because with that river crossing completed, once we have it completed, we can already begin. We can already get the other divisions to target here. And they are boxed in. That's 7 Danish divisions that are not going anywhere. And then we have the then we'll send the special vehicles. Once they are done here, we will send them north to cut off any kind of reinforcements from Odense. And I think we've got that. So let's get them already moving north. And the tanks, once they've cleared that out, can assist here as well. And then we no longer need these defensive lines here, because we are now going to be able to conduct a proper assault going north. There we go. So we'll send all these divisions north. Have the Americans landed? Yes. We're going to support the attack from here while they are encircled. And we've got additional mountain troops coming in. So they've just managed to land 4 divisions. So I think that's not a problem. We can deal with that without too much trouble. And we are launching the assault going north. Do I have railway guns in the area? I do. Can I send them north? Not yet, because the Danish railways are not yet connected. But we'll get them. Actually, here this will do. There we go. Okay, tanks are pushing. The tanks are pushing north, and they can keep rolling, I guess. There's a fair amount of enemy troops from the Dutch East Indies defending Aarhus, but for now, I just want to make sure that we are cutting them off in these positions here. So let's see if the tanks can. Yep, nice overrun from the tanks. We'll defend here for now. And wait for the... Well, that's a lot of troops coming. Yeah, they are sending obviously they're now sending everything in. I'm gonna need more divisions here to hold that. Everybody else move north and begin actually building a front line. So we'll get some more First Army. This is all First Army, so we get all these divisions on the lines here, and we get the 4 anti-tank divisions to build a defensive line here. And for now, we'll have to see if we can even hold this position, given the significant counterattacks that we're seeing. And I'm not sure where that front line is coming from, but we will deal with that as we go. American troops here have been defeated, so that's cleared up, and Denmark is about to fall. And I think we have the tanks have held on, but I do need some infantry there. So I did want a defensive line here for these 4 divisions. So let's leave 1 here. The Germans are coming in as well. And then we will consolidate for now our position here, given the hefty counterattacks that we had to weather. I think with the infantry rolling in as well, we'll just defend here for now. But with the infantry rolling in as well, and once the railway lines are connected, we can get the railway gun too. We are going to have, I think, enough to hold the position there. It's just a question of, can we run the supply? I will make an attempt at crossing the river here and see if that is going to work. I do have a marine division somewhere. We can bring them in from the south as well, and see if they can join in. They can join in the fun, because if we can take Odense, then we have a supply hub here, and I think the river crossing troops have managed to push the Americans back. These specialized tanks are monsters, and we are still sending. Oh no, it's a German freight convoys. Okay, I was like, I'm not sending anyone through the Baltics. I'm about to close off the Baltics, but not sending anyone through there. Okay, these troops will start to entrench here to hold off the reinforcements in the north, while the special forces, including the last foot marine infantry, are going to try and take Copenhagen, because now we have them. Now we have them cut off here, and once we have the supply sorted, then I think that is going to be the end of Denmark, to be honest. Yeah, they got way too many planes in the air and there is a naval invasion here happening. I'm not sure. Oh, here it is. Yeah, they're not getting through. Some American troops are trying once again to run a diversionary attack, but I don't think they'll get through there. I'll just have to check back in a second here. But these special forces are extremely powerful, and we'll see if they can hold against the American counterattack. But if they can, then we can already send the reinforcements in. Actually, we don't need the fallback lines here. We can send some reinforcements in from infantry reinforcements. And these divisions are. Why are they falling back? They should not be falling back. They have not been defeated. Has there been one that's been defeated? I've got tank divisions here. No, I've got all my 3 divisions here. Okay, keep the momentum going and keep pushing the Americans out. So just keep pushing them. But that should get us the supply port in Odense, which I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's Danish. Should be. It's either Odense or Odense. Odense? But that should net us supply, and these tanks they just keep going. And I think if we can push them and bottle them in Copenhagen, then they are in deep trouble. So let the regular infantry just capture the outlying islands, and the special forces will just keep on rolling. And I think we are. Are we facing mostly Americans? Yes, we are. We are actually going to be using our cipher. I don't think we need to even, because these troops are so powerful. They just cut through them, and that just leaves a couple of defenders in the north here, including 14 American divisions. But oh, a naval landing of who is that? Some Turkish troops near Karlskrona should not be a problem. I should have sufficient divisions to deal with that. Okay, pushing through towards Copenhagen, and there are a couple of defenders, but marine divisions as well. Just keep attacking here. The thing is that they have no way of damaging these tanks, and these tanks going across the river are doing so much damage because they can't defend themselves against them that oh, they've decrypted our ciphers. Okay, you've asked for it. There you go. Now we're equal. Have we rescued Mary? No, we haven't rescued Mary yet. Okay, but we have made it. We have made it across the straits towards Copenhagen. And the tanks just keep pushing. There's nothing stopping them, and I think they are going to be I'm going to get the infantry division to actually hold here. Germans are flooding in as well. We should have supply by now. I think we are okay on supply-ish. Railway gun can move slightly north. But the first army's troops have absolutely decimated the special forces that we've been building up for years. Have absolutely decimated these divisions, and I'm going to get the I'm going to use the tanks here just to clear out the stragglers while we are bottling them in Copenhagen, and then we will destroy the last remaining troops here and take the Danish capital. So there are just some American troops here. They should be encircled. Yes, they are encircled. Okay, perfect. So in that case, we'll send the infantry over and use the special forces to attack Copenhagen. And there it is, my friends, the pivotal battle. Battle for Copenhagen. There's one division here. Can somebody deal with that? I'll send a division over to just clear that out. But there is the pivotal battle for Copenhagen. And despite the fact that we are under naval bombardment, the defenders have nowhere to go, and the tanks that have been starting at the canal just keep rolling over the Danish and the Americans here, and they are going to take the Danish capital, which is going to, well, we'll see if it capitulates Denmark, but it certainly is going to put a very swift end to any kind of supply lines that the Allies might have in the area. The marine divisions that have been built up for years have been rolling and just haven't stopped. So once that's done, we should be in control of the Denmark Straits, and more Turkish divisions trying to land. But that should be the end of that. Should secure us the Baltic. And there we have it. Copenhagen is under our control, and I am right now not quite sure what I'm going to do with these divisions. So I'm just going to leave them here for now. Copenhagen is under our control, and that means the rest of the troops here can deal with the rest of Denmark, which hasn't capitulated. Let's check. How far is Denmark? No, Denmark is about to capitulate. They have moved their capital to Aarhus, but I don't think they will be able to. Let's already start counterattacks here. Yes, Denmark has capitulated. Great news, which means that that we are now just mopping up here. Denmark's out of the war, and that means that the Denmark Strait, or the Danish Belt, should now be. It's right now contested. Why is it still contested? We are holding all the territory that controls it, I believe. Oh no, here the North is controlling it as well. Okay, so right now it's contested, but once we have taken over Denmark, and we will have the tanks lead the charge here once they have finished defending themselves in Aarhus. In fact, there are so many divisions in Aarhus. We'll just push them back for now. But we can also already get the rest of the infantry pushing north. And we will defeat the... they will try to... they have a port here in the northern Jutland, so they can evacuate the area. But we'll see. We'll see if we can... We'll see how many we can still catch. Another naval invasion. Has anything come of this one? No naval invasion here. And that has been... there's another attempt here from the Turkish on a naval invasion, but that's fine. None of this is going to help them, because we are now rolling through Denmark, and we are going to clear out the remaining forces, and they have nothing in the air. So I'm going to send 1, 2, 3 fighter wings plus the close air support wing in. and assist with the Denmark operations. We have taken the airports. They have no longer control over this area. And that, once we're controlling Jutland, should mean that they can no longer, actually by now already it should mean that they can no longer move. They can no longer move into into the Baltic. And that means, well, we still have a problem because there's a large amount of British troops on the island, situated here, plus the whole fleet. But we will observe the situation for a while. It should mean that they can no longer reinforce these, and they can no longer supply them either. So we'll let them starve, and then we can start moving the defensive forces off the positions. Okay, just can't. Okay, stop attacking for now. Just hold while we are counter-attacking from all sides here, and obviously the Americans are trying to break out, but we'll see if the tanks can hold. Everybody else is going to try and clean up the rest of the troops in Denmark. That's a lot of troops in Denmark, but they are getting wiped out, and the question is, can we wipe them out before the Americans manage to break out of Jutland? But well, for now the tanks are holding, and we have they have brought up the air again. Okay, we'll send everything in to assist with the final assault on Denmark. So a massive battle up in the air between Finno-Ugria fighters, jet fighters, and that means, I think, that we are attacking 16 American divisions in Jutland. They are boxed in, they have nowhere to go, they can't get on the front lines, and we are clearing out the remaining Japanese occupiers as well. And it looks like we will actually be in control of northern Denmark, while the infantry is following up. And these are the last remaining foreign troops in Denmark. They're still contesting us in the air very heavily, but the war on the ground is won, which means we can get the Air Force to stop these operations. Don't want to waste any planes. And the war is won, and Denmark is taken. And with the capture of Jutland, we should be completely in control. Some Japanese troops trying to land. Yes, it is controlled by the Empire of Finno-Ugria, which means that for now, yes, all of these divisions should be starting to run out of supply, because they can no longer resupply their troops in the Baltic. The Allies have lost today have met a major defeat today by losing Denmark. We will mop up Sweden, and then we will concentrate on liberating Germany. But that was a massive loss. 300. Probably close to, there's another 77, probably close to 500,000 Allied troops have either been captured or otherwise taken over in Denmark and are no longer participating in the war. The overall losses at this point, if we go through, we have. We're still outnumbered, but nowhere near the 10-to-1 number that we previously had. We have inflicted on the Americans, I think it's mostly Americans that we were facing there, almost 20 million in total in terms of losses. They have lost control of Scandinavia. The last Allied troops in Sweden are cut off and will be wiped out. Sweden will capitulate. And the Empire of Finno-Ugria is going to be in control of most of Scandinavia. Actually, in fact, it looks like Germany has taken over the northern parts here, which is fine by me. So the next operation we'll be doing is clearing out the troops in Sweden, and then we will. Oh, we appear to have lost. No, we have not lost a submarine. Okay, and then we will we'll relocate to the German front, and mostly the armored divisions are going to be part of this. We're going to be using the heavy river assault divisions to cross the river lines here and clear out the Low Countries, and we can use the armored divisions and the mountaineers to help liberate Austria. That will be eventually the goal, and all the troops here will eventually be removed and brought towards the front lines. I'm already reducing the troop commitments in Poland that we're making here, because the Germans at this point have so many troops here that I can get that manpower back, and I'd rather invest that in things like aircraft production. In fact, actually, we might be using it for resistance suppression for now, because Norway is still causing a lot of trouble for us, and I don't want these troops to be wasted in garrison duty. So Norway is still a little bit away from local police force, but we'll get there. We'll get it under control, and Norway will eventually succumb to the empire. That's it for me today. I think a major victory, and we're getting close to the goal of restoring Germany to its former glory, in big air quotes. And we'll be retaking Germany. We'll be taking France. Oh, and by the way, just as a little running gag at this point, the Soviets still haven't capitulated. All right, that's it for me today. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.